Thursday, April 6. Every seed produces a harvest. In Revelation 14 there are two harvests. The harvest of golden grain represents the righteous, and the harvest of the gory grapes represents the unrighteous or the lost. Both harvests are fully ripe. Every seed sown is fully mature. Read Revelation 14, verses 17 to 20. What does the expression, the great winepress of the wrath of God, mean? Also, look at Revelation 14:10, Revelation 15:1, and Revelation 16:1. Well, let's start with Revelation 14:17 to 20. Then another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, who had power over fire, and he cried with a loud cry to him who had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. So the angel thrust his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of God. And the winepress was trampled outside the city, and blood came out of the winepress up to the horses' bridles for 1,600 furlongs. And Revelation 14 and verse 10. He himself shall also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out full strength into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And Revelation 15 verse 1. Then I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvellous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them the wrath of God is complete. And Revelation 16 verse 1. Then I heard a loud voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go and pour out the bowls of the wrath of God on the earth. Another angel came out from the altar, who had great power over fire, we read in Revelation 14 verse 18. Here is the angel who commands the fires of God's final judgment. The harvest is ripe. Sin has reached its limits. Rebellion has crossed the line of God's mercy. As evil and bad as things have been, it's going to get even worse before it's all over. A loving God has done everything he can do for us, which included offering himself on the cross as a sacrifice for our sin. For, as we read in 2 Corinthians 5:21, he made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might become the righteousness of God in him. And in Galatians 3 verse 13, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, having become a curse for us. For it is written, Cursed is everyone who hangs on a tree. What more could God have done beyond that cross? There is nothing more grace can do to redeem those who have repeatedly rejected the Holy Spirit. Here is the urgent prophetic message of Revelation 14. Every seed has gone to harvest. The grain is fully ripe, and the grapes are fully ripe. The people of God reveal his image of grace, compassion, mercy, and love before the universe. The children of the evil one reveal greed, lust, jealousy, and hate. The character of Jesus is revealed in one group, and the character of Satan is the other. The universe will see in the people of God a revelation of righteousness that perhaps no generation before it has ever witnessed. In contrast to the righteousness of Christ revealed in his people, the universe will see the full results of rebellion against God. Wickedness, evil, sin, and lawlessness will be on full display before men and angels. The contrast between good and evil, right and wrong, obedience and disobedience will be apparent to all the universe, to both humans and angels. And so, to finish today, how well can you discern the contrast between good and evil? Why is it important that we do? Well, let's finish with Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 14. And that reads, "But solid food belongs to those who are of full age, that is, those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil." This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. And you can listen and watch at the same time on YouTube. Remember, God is always faithful.